All right, here's some JB welding tips. So JB Weld makes this thing called steel stick that you just kind of, it's all in one tube and you squish it up and then it hardens. This one's got 900 psi pressure, so I'd recommend never using this and go with the old school one that you have to mix yourself, because this one's got 3,960 psi of strength, so that's a lot stronger. All right, so you see my muffler's cracked here, the muffler mounting hanger. So what I'm going to do is sand it down and then JB Weld it. But to make the JB Weld even stronger, you want to make little metal plates, sand them on both sides, put the metal plate on front and rear. So I've also sanded down the back side. So I'm going to make a little sandwich. So there goes JB Weld on the front, JB Weld on the back, metal plate on the front, metal plate on the back, and then JB Weld around the edges of the metal plate to hold it down, and then clamp it. All right, so we squeeze out equal amounts side by side, and then stir them up with a popsicle stick until they're a uniform. All right, now we've got our mix. So I'm going to do the back side first. So put it in there. Back side is always tricky because you can't see it. So put a good blob of this stuff on there. And then I've got my backside metal piece. I'm just going to just sit in there. You know, rubber gloves would be a good idea. It's a little late for me, but if you want to keep your fingers clean, then that works. And I can see some of the gray coming in between the seams here, which is good. Give it a little extra strength. Front side, same thing. Like butter. We put a little bit on there. So JB Weld on its own is supposed to be quite strong. But just to give it a little bit of extra structural stability, I always put some kind of metal, or you could even use a mesh if you wanted to, but the metal, I think a solid piece of metal is a better way to go. There's my metal plate. I'm just going to feather around the edges with this stuff. So now we've got a layer of glue and a metal plate in between. I think if I put my clamp on it, my clamp would be permanently stuck to it, so I'm not going to clamp this one. If I had done a neater job, I would use a clamp as well. And then around the back side with the JB Weld to hold the back plate on. There we go. Cheaper than a new muffler.